How to buy on AliExpress from Ethiopia. The first and most important thing is that when you're on the app or the website, you need to go to the top right where the flag appears. And here you look for Ethiopia. Then for the language, leave it as English. And for the currency, set the one you want. I'll set it to US dollars and save. Now, I'll show you step by step how to buy. Now I'm going to show you step by step how to buy and what you need to keep in mind. As you can see, there are many products here, lots of deals, and actually at the top, we find even more. In fact, right here, we find a product offer, and we also find product categories here as well. But what we're going to do is take, for example, a sample product, and I'll show you exactly what you need to look at. First of all, let's choose a product at random. Let's pick this product over here on the right. It already appears here, and let's take a detailed look at everything. We need to keep in mind, first of all, on the left side, we should look at the photos to see if they really match the product description, which is this one right here. Always remember to pay close attention to the title of the product because sometimes you can get confused. For example, they might be showing you this iPhone here, but it turns out they're not selling the iPhone, they're actually selling this battery. That's why it's important to tell the difference. Since sometimes people feel scammed because they see one product in the images and receive another. But that's because they don't read this section with the title. Also, remember that when we search for products on AliExpress, the price we see is the lowest available price. What I mean is that when you enter the listing, you'll notice that if I, for example, change the color of the product or the specifications here, you'll see that some options cost more than others. For example, this one here costs 15.22 and this one over here costs 16.18. That's why before you know exactly how much it costs, you really need to, in order to be sure specifically and actually choose what variation or size the product actually has that you want to get, so you can know what the final price is. Then once you've read all of this and you're ready, you'll go to the bottom part where the reviews appear. And here, the important thing is that it has at least 4.5 stars, and ideally that it also has plenty of reviews. For example, in this case, it only has 15. I recommend a minimum of 30 or even 50 to be sure that real people are actually buying these products. Now we're going to click where it says see more, and here we're going to filter using this image icon so we can read. And above all, to see real images of the products, since the photos that appear at the top of the AliExpress page are, let's say, edited photos that look really good, whereas the photos here in the reviews are real photos from customers who have actually bought this specific product. So there we can see more for comparison, for example, in someone's hand or what the specific size is on a table. And, well, here we can see in detail what it's really like once you've chosen the product you want. Now we're going to move on to the right side to make the purchase. At this point, you need to be sure about the person who is selling it to you. What you can do is click on it and you'll go to the seller's store. The products that this person offers, what you can do is simply check right here in this particular section of the page to see just how many positive or negative customer reviews and feedback they actually have overall, because this person doesn't just sell this product, but several others as well. And obviously, it's better if they have a generally positive review rating, generally speaking, then this will appear depending on where you are. You just simply click on it, and here you'll be able to specifically choose the country from the list. Then you're going to choose the one that applies to you depending on where you're located. And that's it. This applies here. Remember that depending on where you are, here on the left side where the price is, it may include some taxes, also depending on your location. Then here it appears at the bottom. The shipping price in this case, it's completely free, but it doesn't include tracking. That is, we won't be able to track the product to know where in the world it is, or if it has already arrived in our city, or even if it has already reached our home. That's why I recommend that you buy products that have a tracking option. You just look for this by entering it here, and when you select free shipping, it should show you if tracking is included. Then here it will specifically show the date when the product will arrive at your home or at the place you chose to receive it. After this, if you want, you can also change the quantity. You can choose as many products as you want. You can increase it here, and depending on what you want, you just order it. I'm going to leave it at 1 and click where it says buy now. Once I click buy now, this appears here. It shows up here. The shipping address is censored because it's my personal address, and I can click here where it says change to adjust the address. to the place where I am located. Then in payment methods, depending on where you are, it will show up here. Add a credit or debit card or some other payment methods. This already depends on your location, as I mentioned. And as you can see, there's an option here for promo codes. I'll leave one for you in the description if I can get access to it. And then here in the summary, you'll see the price of the product. And what about the shipping cost? Well, this probably changed and increased, most likely because I only chose a pretty cheap product for my order. That's why I recommend that what you should do is go directly to any product here on the website and add several different items to your cart. And once you add several products, the shipping cost will probably go down, and that way it won't be so expensive for you in the end. So just keep that in mind when you're shopping here. So what you can do is talk to friends or family members who want to order from AliExpress so you can all place a single order together. That way the shipping cost will drop significantly or stay the same. But obviously, since there are a lot more products, it's much more worthwhile to make the purchase. And once you've made your purchase here, you click where it says place, order, and when you get your tracking number, you're going to come to this website called exactly as it appears above 17 track. And what you'll do is enter your order tracking numbers here and track them to see where your package is, where it is, if it has already arrived in your country and at your house, and keep a close eye to make sure your order actually arrives. Likewise, if the order doesn't arrive at your house or the place you chose, you can file a claim with AliExpress, and of course they will refund your money. But for that, you have to pay close attention to the delivery date. Remember, this one said that at the latest it would arrive in May 5. So since it's May, what you should do is wait until that date. And when that date arrives, if your product from this seller still hasn't arrived, what you do is file a claim so they refund your money.